Hey, this is Mike. I'm in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Judd Kuhn Chevrolet, and I'm checking out a 2015 Chevy Silverado with the Z71 package, off the suspension package, and the All-Star package. This is the double cab with the upgraded 5.3 liter V8. So let's go ahead and check it out. As you can see, it's in red, which a lot of people like red trucks, including me. I drove one for years. So one of the features this has is remote start. So here's the key fob right here, and you can see it has the lock and unlock, and then you have that circle there. So I'm going to go ahead and push the lock button, make sure it's locked, and then immediately push and hold the remote start button. It'll go ahead and get it going. And then I can go ahead and unlock the doors. Alright. So the All-Star package, one of the features it has is the 18-inch aluminum wheels. So it has the painted silver aluminum wheels here with the pretty good amount of rubber with the Goodyear Wranglers. Get you an idea of what the double cab looks like. It's not the biggest back door, but it does give you a 4-door truck, and it has actual real seats in the back. You can see it has the 4-wheel disc brakes. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the front now. So here in the front, we've got some chrome tow hooks there, and the kind of blacked out tow hooks, kind of hidden, I guess. Then you've got that chrome bumper, and then the chrome accents on the grille with the kind of a gray or black here in the center. And then you've got the Z71 badge, halogen reflector headlights here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start taking a look on the inside, starting on the passenger side, aka shotgun. Okay, so here's the inside of the passenger door. And you can see it has this little tier system with these shelves to put stuff. Really handy, especially getting in the vehicle. Before you even get in, you can unload your hands, your pockets, or whatever. You can put your bottle of water there. Really handy. You've got a pretty much all black scheme, except for this like metallic accent here. You also have the contrast stitching in white. A lot of soft to the touch, not super soft, but it is soft here. The rest of it's hard plastic. Since it's a truck, you want it to be durable and easy to clean. You've got the Z71 threshold there. Manual adjustments on the passenger side. You got the rubber mats, which I highly recommend. You got the cloth bucket seats here with the contrast stitching. The center, the cloth in the center has like a texture to it. A little bit of a grippy texture, so that way it doesn't slide around too much. And then you've got that regular cloth there on the sides and the bolsters. And the bolsters are, they kind of give you some support without, being too aggressive, too, imposing on your body. So we have two glove compartments, kind of small, but hey, it's got two of them. One good thing about having two is the bottom one can stay cluttered, and then you can have the top one for just quick access items. Plus you have a USB port in there. And the top one is lockable. Has a handle for getting in and out, and of course you can put steps on if you want. Alright, let's check out the double cab door. You can see it has the same styling as the front, but really handy. It has the bottle holder there in the front of the door, so that way you can access it better. You still have that tier system of shelving to put stuff. Alright, so that front seat is all the way back to give you an idea of your legroom, which is pretty limited with the front seat all the way back. So, real tall people might have a little bit of an issue sitting back here for long periods of time, or sitting back here, period, if they're really tall. But also, underneath the seats, you have this pretty neat storage bin that goes all the way across to the other side, and it secures your stuff, so you put stuff in there, it's not rolling out and getting in the way in the floorboard. You also have a little storage pocket there. And they got some lights back here if they want to use them. It does have the latch system for the car seats, and the anchor is that little strap, that cable right there in the center. Got the Z71 badging there. And what's really cool about the Chevrolet trucks is it has these steps here on the corners of the bumper. It makes it way easier getting in and out of the bed of the truck. That is an absolutely awesome idea. So you have your towing package down here with your 4- and 7-way plugs already installed from the factory. Locking tailgate. And you have a little backup camera, which I'll show you that when we get on the inside. So I'm going to drop it to show you that it is a assisted tailgate. It's assisted up, but also it slowly goes down, so it doesn't slam very much. So here's the bed of the truck. You've got your traditional tie downs and stuff peeping through the plastic bed liner, and so plastic bed liners are still a thing, and they're still usable. I kind of recommend the spray-in bed liner, but I guess that's not great for everybody. And you can see that all you have to do is put your foot here on the step, and then you can grab right here and you can get in the truck really easy. It is a removable tailgate, by the way, so that way you can get it out of your way if you're working. Okay, so here is your fuel door, which is on your driver's side, which is very convenient. And you can see the fuel cap has a little plastic tether there, so that way you don't lose it. But if you just unscrew it and just leave it dangle down, it's going to scratch your paint. So they've got this little place for the wire, the string to go through, and then it kind of dangles out of the way and not hitting your paint and scratching it. I'm not going to show you since the engine's running. I'm not supposed to open the cap with the engine running, apparently. So let's check out this side. And also, I don't know if you noticed the privacy windows, privacy glass there. You can see it gives you some good shading looking in, but you can actually see out pretty decent. There's another point of view. And this lifts up, and this side is bigger, so you have more cargo area. And you can have a combination of like, say if you wanted to prop something in there, or this tall or something like that, you can have one seat up, one seat down. It's a 60-40 split, which seems to be the most useful. And the side mirror is really cool. It has this little wide angle view lens here, and what's neat about it, I know it's not very like the newest thing in the world, but what's neat is you feel it, and it's absolutely you can't feel it. Usually those you would feel like them protruding from the glass, but this is completely flush with the glass, which is pretty cool. You got the little moth there hanging out. Alright, so let's take a look under the hood, check out the 5.3 liter V8. And the remote start will turn off, the engine will turn off when it's under remote start when you open up the hood. So, and to open it, it's a little bit right there in the very center, above the bow tie, and you just take it and you move it to the right. You see it is, there it is right there. So here it is, covered up in plastic for the most part, 5.3 liter V8. Hey, you get to see some metal on this side. Really prefer to see some actual metal and engine when I lift the hood instead of a bunch of plastic, but that seems to be the trend. Alright, so let's take a look on the inside and check out all the features in there. Let's see what it sounds like to start it up. Turn the fan down. Alright, so here we are on the inside. Pretty nice truck. Has plenty of leg room. Got the seat back. Has the power adjusted seat with the power adjustable lumbar support, and I got the lumbar support supporting my back. Very comfortable. So let's go ahead and take a look on this side. We have the child safety lock button, which is very convenient to be able to just push a button, not have to turn switches back there. But they also have the ability to lock out the back windows, so that way they can't, roll the windows up and down. So here's your window controls there. Door lock controls here, and the side mirrors are adjusted with that little pad there. And you just have to pick a side, left or right, and then you can adjust it with that little pad there, there in the front. And then you put it in the center position to avoid messing it up once you have it adjusted the way you want it. Alright, so up here we have the headlight controls, and it's an automatic headlight, and you can turn it off by pushing it to the left. But then you have the automatic, the parking lights, and then the headlights there if you want to do it manually, but I like the automatic feature. And then there's your gauges. You can make them brighter or dimmer there. This is like a place to put like a card or like a debit card or something like that. Let me know what you put in. If you have a vehicle that has one of these, let me know if you actually use it and what you put in there. I'm really curious about what you'd actually put in there. I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my credit card or something like that in there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can explain it to me. And then your trailer brake gain control is right here. So if you have a trailer with the trailer brake feature, you can adjust the gain on it with that right there. Once you plug it in, it's already from the factory, has the adjustable brake. Okay, so let's take a look here at the steering wheel. We've got a leather wrap steering wheel with the white contrast stitching. And it is a very comfortable, high quality feeling steering wheel with the leather. So you notice it has some buttons on it. The buttons here on the left are for the cruise control. You just have to make sure it's turned on with this button. You can turn it off here, and then you can set it with this button, and you can change your speed with these buttons. So on the right side of the steering wheel, you have your well, let's start with the Bluetooth, because this right here, you can make calls using the voice recognition button. So when you push that button, you're actually going to be able to answer a call, but also make a call. So you can push it and say, call Lee Forrest. If Lee Forrest is in your phone book, it'll call him right up. And then to hang up, you just push that button here. So these buttons, the arrow and the little check mark, correspond with the screen between the gauges. So you can see it has this RPMs there to the left. Really sporty looking background of the gauges with the white popping through. Looks pretty good, and you got that Z71 badge there. And then you have the RPM, the speedometer there to the right, but across the top you have the voltage, the coolant temperature, the fuel gauge, and then the oil pressure there. And you notice the fuel gauge has a little gas pump there with a little arrow to the left showing you which side the fuel door is on. So back to what I was saying, these little buttons here can control this center screen. So right now it's on the speedometer, digital speedometer, and you can see it does have a digital compass there on the bottom left where it says northwest. That's the vehicle's facing northwest. And the odometer is there in the center, and then what gear you're in is to the bottom right. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go back to the left so you can see there's a lot more information we can get. So I'm in the info screen, so I'm going to choose that. So now we're back to where we're at, but you can see it has that scroll bar to the right. So let me go ahead and scroll down so you can see other information like your trip, which gives you the miles and the average fuel economy during that trip. You have a trip B. This is your range, how far you can drive without before you have to get gas. Oil life, before you have to change oil. Tire pressure in each tire, which is very handy. Of course, if one gets out of range, it'll let you know. You don't actually have to constantly keep an eye on it here. And then your fuel economy, the last 50 miles, it'll give you an average and the best. And then a blank screen in case you just don't want to see anything. Alright, so let's go to the left again. So that's the info screen. Let me scroll down to the audio screen. Right here. This is just showing you what your radio is doing. Now you notice that there's no scroll bar, so that's all the information the screen has. Alright, so let's go to phone. No phone connected. Once I pair a phone, you'll have information here, like say, you know, if somebody's calling you, it might show their name, their caller ID and stuff like that. And it will pop up, like I said. Alright, navigation. Let's go in there. Once you have a route that you're on, it'll give you some guidance there on the center screen. And then you can go into settings and change. I went too far. Settings. You can change like from the metric system to US, and I can scroll down and we can have a speed warning, like if I'm going too fast I can set the speed at, say, you know, 55, and if I go over that it's going to beep at me. Alright, so let's go back out there. So that just gives you a general idea of the information that you can get in the screen, and it's stuff you don't actually have to scroll through all the time while you're driving. You could just access it when you want to, and like I said, if there's something out of whack, it's going to pop up and tell you anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, windshield wiper controls are there, plus your turn signals. And this one has the column shifter. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. And when we put it in reverse, you can see the backup camera pops up here. And it has the guidelines there in the center. And as I turn the steering wheel, the guidelines will move to give me the estimated trajectory of the vehicle. Plus, it's a little bit of a distorted lens because of the wide angle, and so that way the guidelines give you an idea of the width of the vehicle. And in addition to that, it has the, you know, red zone that you don't want to go into, so you want to pay attention to that because it's literally very close to your truck. Alright, so continuing down, go into neutral, then drive, but then you have the manual mode, which when you're in manual mode, you can cycle through the gears with this plus and minus. So I'm just gonna, so you can see what gear you're in by seeing here. So literally you can go all the way up to, I don't know if you can actually start off in 6th gear, but you do it gives you some ability to change through the gears yourself. You have control over the gear ratios. And then you have the trailer tow mode, where you're just letting the transmission know that you've got some extra weight it's got to handle. Alright, so that's that. So here is the touchscreen radio, and right now we're in the radio screen with the radio music, satellite radio or whatever. So I'm going to push this home screen, and we're going to see these icons across here, and that was that audio screen. So the phone screen, once we pair a phone, we'll have access to our contacts, recent calls, we'll have a keypad, we can check voicemail, stuff like that. We also, you know, of course, have the voice recognition like I was talking about before, and we can pair different devices. So I'm going to push the home button again. Navigation, we can go into that. We can actually see the map. Right now it's showing the night mode of the map because I have the shade covering up the sensor, so it thinks it's dark. Now this is handy because you don't want to be blinded by all the light coming from the screen at nighttime, so it darkens everything and just shows you the roads. And of course you can put in a street address and all that stuff, so you can actually, it'll take you different places with the guidance. Pandora is a internet radio system that you can play through the vehicle. If you you know, just play music through your account. You can actually get weather, which is pretty cool. Wait for it to come up because it is a satellite map, so it has to load. And check it out. You can see it's kind of cloudy and, you know, chance of rain today, but isn't that cool? You actually get to see where the storms are, so you can maybe drive around them or something. I'm not sure. or at least you know that it's going to rain or whatever. So let's go ahead and push the home button again. And then there's your text messages. This is voice to text. You're not actually pushing buttons on the screen to do that. And of course you can call OnStar. So that's a general idea of what you can do on the screen. It is very easy to use. You have very clear and easy to understand icons, so you can go into specific things. And it's something you want to play around with in your driveway and not, you know, try to do it while you're going on the road. Okay, so down here, volume knob, change to the stations there, and you can go back out of certain screens. Now it does have a secret CD player hidden down here, and you can eject it with that, and you can change through the CD tracks with that as well. Plus you have the it has a media button, and the media button will allow you to play music through different devices. Right now there's nothing like plugged in. So this vehicle has the USB port. It also has the ability to play music through the Bluetooth system and different ways. So I'll show you that in a second. There's other little ports here and there, auxiliary input and stuff. So your climate control's down here, and you can see it has a pretty neat digital readout, and as you adjust it, you'll see it pop up on the screen. Right now it's synced. It is a dual zone climate control. You can see where it says sync. I can unsync it just by moving the passenger side, and it unsyncs it. There's your fan speed here, and then where you want the air to blow, and then you have the front and rear defrosters, and then to recirculate the air and all that. Alright, so down here we've got the traction control button. We can turn that on or off. Actually only off. It's already on when you start the truck, but if you get stuck, you need to spin tires, you can turn it off there. The bed, there's a light, there's a cargo light at the top of the cab. It shines down over the bed, so you can turn that on and off there, which is pretty cool. This is a downhill descent button. This is only for off-road use at very slow speeds, and this will help you navigate down a steep grade that may be a little bit loose gravel or something like that. It kind of helps you do that. You have a little storage pocket down here. 12-volt power supply is down there. Plus, see if I can get the camera down here so we can check out this Edison plug. It's a I think it's a 150 watt Edison plug. You can plug it in. It has a power inverter, so you can plug in a laptop or different things like that too. It's not a real strong, I mean, you can't like run a hairdryer or anything, but you could plug a lot of low drain devices type things in it, like it charge a laptop or charge your cell phone, stuff like that. Alright, and I like the way that has this bezel, this metallic bezel around the whole center stack. It really looks cool. Okay, so we've got the floorboard there and cup holders, place to put some stuff here. Then you've got this center armrest with a little place to put something in the center. And this lifts up. And right in here we've got some more storage space with a little divider. But then you have a 12-volt power supply there. But over here, remember I was saying that there's more inputs to the radio. Right there you have an SD card, USB, and an auxiliary input. And you notice it has these little places for wires to go in and out. So you can close the lid even with wires running in there. And this is really cool. Let me just get my cell phone out to show you. This is a really cool place to put your cell phone, right there. It's like they designed it for that or something. They probably did. But you can plug in your cell phone and you know, put your looks like up to 3 cell phones there. Now this whole thing lifts up, and that way, in case you need a center passenger, you have that capability. But also, under here is more storage space. Isn't that cool? All right. Let's take a look up here at the rear view camera. I mean the rear view mirror, sorry. It has the voice recognition button, OnStar button, and the emergency button. Then we've got some tap lights in case you need a quick reading light at nighttime. and you can turn those all on, all the interior lights on with this button. If you want the interior lights to turn on with the door, you can put it in the center position, and then if you just don't want them to turn on at all, even if you open up the door, you can turn it off. And you got a place to put your sunglasses or your safety glasses there. There's your microphone for your Bluetooth system. The visors are pretty cool. They have the mirrors with the vanity lights around them. Same thing on that side. Alright, so let's take a look at the visibility. Very good visibility. You got the low-rise headrest there, and then you've got the solid piece glass there, so nothing to get it in the way. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you have any experience with a truck like this? Maybe you can leave that in the comment section. And if you're thinking about buying one, maybe you've taken one for a test drive, anything like that, please leave it in the comment section. That would really be helpful for me and everybody else. So we can consolidate some information on this video, so everybody that watches it that's interested in a vehicle like this, they will have more and more information. Alright, so thank you for watching, and thank you to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for allowing me to show off an awesome truck, and I'll see you next time.